Hello, Mr. Antu, Mr. Dingling, and every student. We are Team 6. We are developing a brand that making this world gonna be gonna be green as possible. It's a big controversy and have, yes, nowadays there are lots of climate crisis or global changing, global warming, and people tend to be aware of using sustainable items and sustainable stuffs. That's why our team focus on developing a plant-based packaging, which is really sustainable, really common and practical things. So let's move on. Our team has 6 members. From the very first people is Wing Jingao. He's in charge of business and strategy lead. Bùi Phan Xuân Bắc. He's in charge of sales and marketing. And Trần Trung Thành. He's also in charge of sales and marketing. Me, Đặng Việt Quế. I'm in charge of logistics and customer relation lead. Phan Phước Hưng be in charge of research and development about product development, and he's the leader of product development. While Nguyễn Hữu Lập, he's the CEO. Last but not least, he's in charge of the finance and packaging. Okay, now we gotta identify our opportunities in a global market. As you can see, it's a very big gap in the market nowadays. There are lots of bag and package using in the market, which is the nylon bag or whichever like use one-time bag. But we gonna develop the reusable bag, which is really practical and realistic. It's a very potential market, have a very potential market. It's the report by the Granville Research. This market size was valued at approximately $9.9 billion in 2022, as the Granville Research gonna predicted that he's gonna have an algorithm and calculation by the compound annual growth rate. He's, it's predicted of 5.9% from 2023 to the near future, 2030. As you can see on the right side, it's the pie chart, which was in 2025, this size about 10.05 billion. Why in the past, 2018, it has 6.02 billion. As you can see, it's a dramatic increase in 5 years. Well, as we address that, it's had a big potential that we're gonna dig on, but there was an unmet need that my team venture will be faced on. It's all around the age group, which is a really puzzling things we have to care about, from baby boomers to the generation Z, which is nowadays gonna be the future of this world. So the survey by the McKinsey company has reviewed with the data from up the 2019 and 2021. As you can see, the very first 3 groups, baby boomers, Generation X, and millennials, they have increased in using or buying the sustainable from the sustainable brands, which consists of sustainable package. As you can see, the Generation X or Gen X, they have a really dramatic increase. They have been recorded in 2019, 54%, while in 2021, that was 67%. It's pretty big impacts. But in the right side, you see Gen Z, they lessen using the sustainable things. They used to have 62%, but decreased to 55%, which matters for us and matters for everyone. And we have to dig on why this had to happen and what is the key factor of between the procedure of making these sustainable packages. Maybe it's a lack of design, or also it's about endurability. And maybe nowadays the Generation Z have a very difficult suffocated offerings, which our team gonna discuss about that and gonna do everything to satisfy our customer, especially the Gen Z. So we have to analyze. There are 3 main things we're gonna analyze. First of all, it's about technical standpoint. As I said, about this procedure making and manufacturing should be in a very how to say, it's a very complex protocol, whatever. As you know, the Organic cotton has accounts for 1.4% according to the Textile Exchange report. Due to the complexity of certification and farming practices, we discuss this as because the cotton is not easy for making the eco bag. Additionally, the manufacturing process must adhere to environmental standards such as minimizing water, energy consumption. There also a study by the International Journal of Life Cycle Assessment, which found that producing a single cotton touch bag requires 131 liters of water, which highlight that the need for water efficient technologies. That's why our team gonna reduce this water need. And on the other hand, we're gonna increase the efficient things, increase more sufficient stuffs up by less using water. Next, it's the operational or organizational perspective. The venture must build a skilled workforce which is trained in sustainable manufacturing practices. From the International Labour Organization, ILO, 60% of manufacturers face challenges in recruiting workers with expertise in green technologies. To overcome this, we will partner with vocational training institutes to develop specialized training programs, which is the very first dormitory whatever every company gonna do. Also, our team gonna seek out our very first and professional workers which gonna work in this procedure and operate all things. And finally, it's about the finance. Yes, of course, we're gonna have the initial advancement in machinery, about printing machine, also a simulation by using the eco bag. Also raw materials, and last but not least, labor. Labor is substantial. For example, the cost of setting up a small-scale eco bag manufacturing unit can range from 500,000 to $1 million, which depends on the scale and technology used. However, the growing demand for eco-friendly products presents a significant revenue opportunity. With a CAGR of 55.9%, this bag market is projected to reach $14.1 billion by 2030, algorithmically and globally. Next up, our team gonna focus on another part by the market sizing.
I will talk about the market side. First, let's take a look at the overall market size for the landscape packaging in Vietnam here. That market is estimated to reach the 135 million in 2024 and is projected to grow significantly here around the 343 million by 2034. And this indicates in increasing demand for the sustainable packaging solution in the coming years. And next, we will break down the market into three key categories here: the TAM, SAM, and SOM. And I will focus mainly on the TAM mainly, and just introduce you guys the introduction of the SAM, SOM, and the total addressable market refer to all potential industry that could adopt the landscape the packaging. Here's you can see here the key industry segment here, and take a look at the food pairs called the highest percentage. Because of the rapid urbanization and the boom of the food delivery services are pushing the supermarket and convenience store to adopt the sustainable packaging. Is and you can see here, each of these sectors here present a multi-billion-dollar opportunity aligned with the robust shift toward to the sustainability. And here is the Vietnam food packaging market here. And from this table, we can see that this growth further strengthen the potential plant-based packaging in Vietnam for the market growth right here. And so when you're looking forward, the several trends create a favorable condition for our venture, and such as rising corporate sustainability commitment or the growing consumer demand for eco-friendly products and strong government initiatives. With all these factors combined, Vietnam plans the package hold the chain maintenance potential for innovative and sustainable business like ours.
Next, we will talk about the prototype. Phase 1 is basic concept. The first phase of producing a combustible method involves defining its core features and intended use. First, we need to identify the type product we store. Our product is mainly used for carrying daily consumed products like water bottles, vegetable, food, electronic device, etc. Then, we need to understand regulatory requirement and industry standard for compostability to design our product to meet the requirement. Determining end-of-life disposal method. In our case, we are aiming for customers from mostly public locations like amusement park, zoos, conservation area, and famous tourist locations, where they need to keep an eye on the environment because of plastic waste. Next, we talk about the material sections. Based upon polylactic acid, a bioplastic derived from corn starch and sugar canes, often used for food containers and film wrap. POA is a bio-based polymer that is biodegradable and biocompatible, proven to be a promising alternative to petroleum-based polymer. POA is the second most produced bioplastic after thermoplastic starch and has similar characteristics to propylene, uh, polyethylene, or polystyrene, as well being biodegradable. And the cost has been reduced recently due to improvement in the production process that is unique to the community. However, just a reminder, it is still plastic. Molded fiber, made from 100% post-industrial recycled material. Mold fiber or molded puff is a cost-effective and environmentally friendly packaging solutions that reduce packaging labor and require less storage space while providing superior protections at every stage of the supply chains. It is used for protections, packaging of food, service trays, and beverage carrier. Other typically used are end cap trays, blade bowls, and clamshell containers. Third, seaweed-based or algae-based firm, a rapidly renewable source of offering biodegradable properties. With the emergence of materials, seaweed-based and algae-based package, replacing the use of regular plastic in packaging food and liquid. With the train and size material going through many processes before applying for packaging, this method provides customers not just a safe but also unique way of wrapping food and drink. Design considerations. Uh, our product must require balancing sustainability with functionality. A key aspect includes structural integrity, which ensure durability while maintaining lightweight properties, barrier to properties to protect against moisture, oxygen, and contaminants. Users experience like reusable, affordable, consumer convenient. What if fiber is a material is mostly paper, so it does not uh, the plasticity and that make it hard for packaging liquid, as well as it must be reshaped before being used to store product. About the seaweed-based or algae-based form, uh, this material is not strong enough for withstanding large volume and it can only be used once. Also, the cost of production is higher comparing to conventional plastic. So, we have come to our final decisions, that is polylactic acid, aka POA. As you can see here, the heat deflection temperatures is really high, about 126 degree and also 52 degree in Celsius. Its density is only 1.24 gram per centimeter cube. Really light. The tensile strength and flexural strength is about 550 and 80 megapascal. You can also know as about 10 kilogram per meter square. Image strength, uh, 96.1 and string rate really low, only 0.37 to 0.41%. About the disadvantage of POA, it has a low heat resistance. It only withstands the heat up to 52 degrees Celsius. The machine processing can be difficult. It's still reliable plastic if not treated in the right way, and it may take longer time to sell decomposing in inappropriate conditions. Next, the disposal method. In natural environment, POA may decompose in several years as long as there is enough heat and moisture. Uh, we have a image of a POA product biodegrading in 18 days in a environment that has enough heat and moisture. This implement is conducted by 3D process of industrial composting. POA could be gathered to a special plate to speed up the decomposing process by treating with chemicals like alkaline hydrolysis, also known as sodium or enzymatic treatment. POA structure will be broken down within days.
Well, this is my part to talk about the business model, and I will try to have an overview of my part first. Is we create value, deliver value, and capture value. First is our mission is to provide a fully biology back to replace the traditional plastic, so we could reduce plastic waste and protect the environment. Our target market is the F&B chain, the supermarket, the e-commerce, and the eco-conscious consumer. What makes us different is our material is POA, PHA, cornstarch, and cassava starch, of which is naturally decomposed without leaving any harmful chemicals. Our main product is bag, container, cup, straw, food wrap, or from. Next is the resources or the core competency. Competency is heat press technologies that improve durability and a semi-automated production line that reduce our labor cost. We will have an R&D team to develop a new formula for our unique biology bag. So we will try to have a modern production facility and try to connect a really wide distribution network. Our revenue stream come from direct sales, both B2B and B2C, customer packaging service, franchise model, and raw material distribution. On the cost side, our main expense include raw material, manufacturing, R&D, logistics, labor, and marketing. We plan to fund the business through self-funding, environmental crowdfunding, and green government loan. Our production include material blending, sampling, heat pressing, quality control, packaging, and distribution. We distribute through our website, retail store, and perform online platform like Shopee and Amazon. Our key partner include raw material supplier, logistics provider, university, and organizations supporting environment.
So I will talk about the marketing plan of my project. Uh, First, our strategy positions such as the premium yet accessible brand focusing on B2B and B2C markets. We will use the mix of digital marketing, the social media campaigns, influencer partnership, and direct outreach to build brand awareness and generate sales. We also offer the certified biodegradable products like eco bags, food containers, and honeycomb wraps. All the design is to be durable and sustainable. Our tiered pricing model support the bulk orders, subscriptions, and a long-term B2B contract, making our products more accessible to cost-sensitive markets. We will promote through the Go Green launch campaign, seasonal offers like Earth Day discount, and the loyalty and referral programs. Distribution will include the e-commerce platform like Shopee, TikTok Shop, and Amazon, and as well as the wholesale channel. Our sales process is designed to build trust from the awareness and interest through the digital channel to evaluations and the purchase of with responsive support, and finally the retention via email, subscriptions, and the take-up programs. With a strong messaging, smart pricing, and scalable strategy, we believe our brand can reach a shift toward the sustainable packaging in Vietnam and beyond.
And today I will be dividing into the financial forecast of Greenpack. First of all, financial planning is essential, especially in the early stages of our business. Help us clearly define our potential revenue sources, estimate costs, and project profits. Furthermore, a solid financial forecast is key to attracting investors, guiding our financial treasury effectively, and supporting the sustainable long-term growth. In this presentation, I will provide a detailed financial forecast covering Greenpack's first 3 years of operation. This includes our projected financial statement, a break-even analysis, our plans for funding and investment, and an essential of potential financial risk. Now let's move on our projected financial statement. These are crucial tools for understanding our expected financial performance and position. First, the projected income statement. This statement outlines our expected financial performance year by year. As you can see, we project revenue growing from 500,000 in year 1 and 2.5 million in year 3. After accounting for the cost of goods sold and operating expense, our net profit is projected to increase significantly, reaching 700,000 by year 3. Next, the budgeted balance sheet. This gives us a snapshot of Greenpack's financial position at the end of the year, showing our asset, liability, and equity. I estimate total asset growing 1.5 million by year 3, supported by increase in both liability and equity, reflecting the growth and the investment in the company. So now, let's look at the projected cash flow statement. Cash flow statements are vital as they track as the usual moving in out of the company, which is essential for effectively liquidity management. They provide clear insight into ability to generate cash to meet financial obligations, fund ongoing and operation, and make strategic investment in the future. So why analyzing cash flow so important? By closely monitoring cash flow, business like ours can anticipate potential shortfall before they happen, optimize spending decision, and maintain overall financial stability. Effectively, cash flow management helps prevent liquidity crisis in the support sustained growth by ensuring we always have sufficient cash flow reserve to cover expense and receive future opportunity. So now, let's focus especially on the revenue forecast. Our project revenue growth is based on 3 key drivers. Firstly, the increased market demand on sustainable package solution. Secondly, is our competitive and reasonable pricing strategy, and thirdly, our plan for expanding sales channel across the different markets. So in the first year, the company will focus on business clients with book order. In the second and the third year, Greenpack will expand into the retail and the e-commerce market. And Greenpack will certainly expand into a retail and e-commerce market to capture a broader customer base and drive further revenue growth. Following the revenue, here's our expense forecast. This table breaks down our projected key operating expense over the first 3 years. We can categorize costs like rent, salary, raw material, and marketing expenses. And as you can see, the most costs are projected to increase the inline of our plan in expansion and operational scale up.
So now I will look at the break-even analysis. This break-even point calculated using the formula show is total fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variance per unit, and remain the level of revenue Greenback must achieve to cover all costs and start generating profit. And based on our estimated cost and revenue stream, we projected reaching this critical break-even point between month 18 and month 24. And to support our launch and initial growth phase, Greenback required 250,000 in initial capital. We plan to raise the fund through a combination of sources. Angel investor and venture capital fund back launch positive supplement by government grant and the equity contribution from the founder. And this investment will be strictly allocated toward purchasing necessary raw material, securing and equipping production facility, and funding our market development activity. So about the financial ratio analysis, to assess our financial health and performance, we conducted and this table show the key ratio for the first 3 years. Our gross profit margin remains strong, hovering around 60% importantly, and the net profit margin saw a steady increase from 24% to 28%. And indicating growing profitability, the current ratio demonstrated a healthy liquidity position through the period. Overall, this ratio highlights positive financial trend and potential. So now about the risk and the mitigation strategy. This section covers the key financial risk we estimate and the strategy we will employ to mitigate them. So about we identified 3 primary financial risks. First is raw material price fluctuation as the cost of the biodegradable and recycled material can be violated. Second, industry competition at the sustainable packaging market is growing rapidly. And third, the macroeconomic impact such as inflation or economic downturns, which can affect both cost and demand. So to address the risk appropriately, we have several mitigation strategies. We plan to secure long-term contract with suppliers to supply the material cost. We will implement effective cost control measures, focusing on operational and efficiency and waste reduction. Furthermore, we will pursue market expansion into different segments like retail and e-commerce to reduce the reliance on any single customer based on diversity revenue stream. So in conclusion, Greenback Financial forecast show a strong growth trajectory. Toward profitability and sustainability, we expect to achieve financial stability within 2 years through strategic investment, prudent finance management, and project risk mitigation. Greenback is well positioned to become a leader in the sustainable packaging industry, aligning profitability with rising consumer demand for eco-friendly solutions. And that is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your listening.